Moses crossed God and died in the wilderness. This is a serious mandate that God has given, that his people be covered. And he's still requiring of us today that we cover his people. Even the most egregious sinner, the most vile, the most far out sinner needs covering. And God has put us close enough to him that he can depend on us. I love that. After Moses, God put together the judges, kings, prophets, and priests, and he sent them all to be witnesses of his love and his forgiving grace. Old Testament says they rejected his calling. They fell short due to their sins. New Testament said they rejected the message of the Messiah that God had sent to save them. And all their sins caused them to reject the gospel of grace and truth, God's unmerited love. That's when Paul, in the New Testament, this great Jewish scholar, met his bodyguard, Jesus Christ, on the Damascus Road. Saw that he could not fight God any longer. He yielded to God.
Well,
I told you last time that bodyguards are needed by prime ministers, by presidents, and by royalty. Bodyguards protect them with their own lives as necessary. Because there are people who would kill a leader just because they hate his authority or disagree with his government policies. Right here at Palmetto Youth Center, when we brought Governor Childs here to speak, our good friend, Mr. Seymour Sales, invited him to come, and he came. The governor came to the Martin Luther King dinner at Palmetto Youth Center. And they were looking for a secondary bodyguard to go to the back and bring Governor Childs his lunch and set it before him. Of all the people in that crowd, they chose Bishop Livingston. And they had to get her name, her address, and phone number, and everything else, just to pick up his dinner and march it to the front and set it before him. And her picture was taken. She was a bodyguard of Governor Childs.
I'm glad he didn't die then. He died, but I'm glad he didn't die then.
Some say when you go to a restaurant, be careful of sending your food back. Sometimes people actually spit in your food or put other matters in there worse than that. God needs true believers, true servants. That when you are in the public or when you're out of the public, you're still going to conduct his business.